Alright guys, what's up? I wanted to take the time to show you my says because a lot of people have been asking, and he is my very first 6 star. He is my very first 60. So let's go in and take a look at him, and I'll show you where I put everything and what I have on him and what I'm going to do in the future. Now, this is not an optimal build. This is kind of like the playing it safe build. If you want to play super safe, then you want to go crit. And the reason why that is because you can go full crit and then, build points around that. But that's only super safe. You can do that in the beginning of the game and it'll be just fine. Once you get towards the middle, if you want to still go a little bit safe but a little bit easier, then you can go attack crit. Attack crit is probably like middle of the road. However, if you want to go complete badassery when it comes to says, then you want to go devastation, which is critical damage and crit. When you actually do that, that is the highest optimum damage that you can get for DPS on a DPS character, depending on how they scale. If it's a speed character, then you need to go for speed. If it's like an HP character, even though majority of the time they're usually support or a tank, then you need to go for HP. But in this case, his optimum build is definitely devastation, which is crit damage and crit. But for now, this is what we have going on right now. Let's click in and you'll see basically I have close to 32,000 right now. Most of my gear is not optimized and my necklace and ring are not all that great. So we're going to be actually going to look for stuff like that later on today in stream. But for now, I'm sitting at 52% crit, 156 on crit damage. There's my attack right there. There's my health. My defense is at 736. My weapon right here, as you can see, critical damage, health, speed. In most cases, I like percentage. I never really like the base damages. I'll take them if they're there, but I like this helmet right here that has 16% on the actual crit damage. It's alright. We can definitely get better. We can get T5, T6. Same thing right here. My critical hit chance is at 3%. Crit damage is at 3%. Effectiveness is at 18%. Health is kind of meh right there. Like I said, I like all percentages because percentages scale more than the raw damage. My Rihanna Lucilia is maxed out. I love this card for him. Allows him to attack so many times, and even if he dual attacks after somebody else's, he still has a chance to proc this particular card. So there's just nothing that I can say more about this card. This really works well. It says extremely good. This is just my necklace right here. This is where a majority of my defense comes from. Like, his defense is a little bit high for him, and I just left it there because I had a little bit of critical chance. But like I said, I'm going to replace this, so it's just whatever. We're doing this particular gear for right now because this is the gear that dropped and was given to me. So what I'm pretty much going to do is I'm going to be farming like Devastation, and which is the Banshee set, which is harder to actually do, unfortunately, because 4 things drop in the Banshee set, which is like the hit, the resistance, the crit damage, the life leech, and the counter attack. All 4 of those is like in-game builds, so I guess that's why they put them there, and that's why it's hard to actually farm it. So I'm not mad at any of that. That's just the way that the game is, and you just have to farm it out to your best ability. And my boots, as you can see right there, is just health, the attack, the effectiveness like this. Like, I'm not enamored by the boots at all. So you see the strength of this character, considering it's not even built properly, and I'm still close to 32,000 right now. He's just a man overall. I know some people don't like him in game, but I think that's ridiculous because the amount of times that he attacks and can take over a fight, and he does it often, is just invaluable. So if you got him, then you might also use him. As far as my skills, my first skill, I put 1 Morgor in, and it put damage up 5% on the Dark Shadow. As you see, Dark Shadow's penetration the enemy with Dark Enemy, making them unhealable for 1 turn. Damage increases proportional to the amount of enemies on lost health. So it's kind of like a assassination type move, which is usually what thieves are about. as damage gets, as health gets lower on a boss or a character, he does more damage. So he's pretty much a assassination character, which is good. All right, so his second skill, which is pretty much like a follow-up, if the enemy's health is less than 50% after attacking with Dark Shadow, an extra attack is granted against all enemies with 50% chance to make them unhealable for 1 turn. Can only be activated once per turn. So this is his debuff, which kind of works well with effectiveness if you have effectiveness on him, because that works well with debuffs. And it's what causes that wave, that second attack. Now, the cool thing about that is that the first skill, this skill, and this skill can proc this. So even if you fail to do it on the first skill, you have a second chance to do it on the wave, the encroach. So you have 2 times in 1 turn, depending on if the enemy is low enough to actually make another attack, which will make him do Dark Shadow again, which is crazy. And if he does Dark Shadow again and the enemy has died from encroach already, which is pretty sexy, that now means that the new enemy that he attacks, he'll actually do it again, which allows you to attack 4 times in a row in most cases, which is like, bruh, which is why you see sometimes a stream, sometimes when I use the character, he just goes the hell off and freaks out. It just looks like he's cheating, but that's just the power of the card. It's just really funny. Now, Sez can be used with a lot of characters. You can put him together, and the cool thing is that he works well with any dual attacking character. And if you can follow behind it, which is one of the reasons why I had Raz out there for so long until I got Cecilia. He would follow behind Raz and then have a chance to proc all of his skills and attacks, which would make him super dangerous combined with Raz. It was like a straight DPS buff overall, because he would always follow behind him and do a lot of damage to enemies. Now, another thing that's cool about Sez is that when you're farming, he can legit just by himself. Like, you could put 3 fathers out there if you want to, and he can wipe out the entire other side as long as he's geared properly. As long as you got a good attack and crit on him, he can just smash the other side. Like, the other side isn't really doing anything.
Disappear, evil one.
All right, so we'll just let it go out because he didn't proc anyway right there.
This is your end.
All right, we let her do her happiness. Keep the dog, let him chomp real quick. Now, the initial coolness of him is that, as you can see, that enemy was down lower.
Lance of steel.
He has the assassination type of feel to him, hardcore built in, and it will just go on its own. So he'll just constantly keep attacking. And then when you have the 15% to actually get the extra attack going, so he has all of this going right now, and there's the extra attack, and there's the 4th attack. Like, it's just dangerous. Like, I can't wait to get like 90% on my attack, on my crit, and just go for it, man, with that crit damage. The crit damage build with crit on top of it. I can't wait to do that with this character. Like, he's gonna be so scary. So much fun. He's gonna be definitely my character that I get all my skills up with. So all the Morgaras that I get is going into him. Definitely going into him.
I will drag you into the abyss.
I will break through. Vanish.
So much fun.
Darkness.
All right. So this is a showcase of him and showcase how I have him at 60 and the way I use him. Good luck to get Rihanna and Lucilia, because it's such a good combo. It works so well. And with him at 60, now I'm gonna go after the Devastation build. I have actually a few pieces that I was lucky enough to get, and I just have to work on getting the rest of it and get lucky enough to actually get like necklaces and rings, because that's usually what the hardest thing to get in this game. The game just isn't really giving when it comes to that particular item. So I will catch you guys next video. Good luck on all of your summons and your characters, and good luck on your very first 60. That is mine. My second 60 will definitely be Cecilia. I'm on the fence. It'll probably be the third. Will probably definitely be Destina. And Sigrid is actually doing such a good job that she might be earning her place at or the starting lineup. Like that, I won't even get rid of her, even if I get like maybe I don't know, maybe Yuna. I have to see what happens with Yuna when I get Yuna, because I'm on the track to actually get Yuna right now, and it's going to take some time, but I'm definitely on that track to get her. Also, there's Euphine, if I'm going to go through the process of messing around and getting Euphine. So we'll see. We'll see. I think that Sigrid might have really earned her spot, and there may be no reason to actually get rid of her now. So catch you guys next video. Like and subscribe. Hope you like this video, and there will be more videos coming, gear wise and stuff like that, as I start the end game gear, all this stuff. Being that my team is pretty much set right now, I don't see any point in changing anybody after this. Like, this is pretty much it right now. Not counting the dog. The dog is just there because he's hungry and he wants to be fodder. So peace.